Hello and welcome back to another episode of Spurs This Week. I'm Toby from underscore Spurs Center, and today we have a rather full house actually. We have Bodie from Hotspur.industry, Louis from Spurs underscore fan dot page underscore, Charlie from CB Design, and then we have two special guests, Max and Josh from the Hotspur News. How you guys doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, today we are going to be going over the Liverpool game, the Brighton game, and the Chelsea game, probably the three worst results of the season. And then we will review the West Brom game on top of that. So let's get right into it with the Liverpool game. I mean, it was pretty bad, wasn't it? To be fair.
Yeah. I mean, ever since they scored that goal, we just fell apart in the second half.
Yeah. I thought for a second we might have a comeback when Bergwijn passed it off to Højbjerg. I mean, what a shot that was, but not to be eventually.
Well,
the first half was very well matched. We were very well matched. I mean, it was one of our best halves of the season, if you ask me. But then the second half, we just fell apart.
Yeah.
What makes it worse is that there was 3 defensive errors for all 3 goals.
Yeah.
Which frustrates me, especially the Son disallowed goal. What was it, like 5? And
5 minutes in or something like that.
I think it was rightly disallowed because he's offside.
Well, yes, he is offside, but like on another day,
like,
the
really
pass
close,
is like half a second later, he's onside, and then we score.
It'd be unfair to disallow because of what's happened with other clubs. So it is the rules.
Yeah.
So we can't really change it.
Yeah.
But we should have gone on from then and scored more goals. But
yeah, just get the pressure going.
Yeah, when they scored the second one, I thought that all hope was lost. But then when Højbjerg scored that banger, I mean, I thought we had the chance, but then it ended quick.
Yeah, I mean, another day, maybe Rodon clears it properly, and the rest of our defenders. I mean, we really seem to have issues with just clearing the ball properly.
The thing is, we shouldn't really think about it though, because it happened another day, but it happened on that day.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I think it's Bodie who gets upset at me when I start going into the what ifs of what could have happened, but. I don't think we want to have to talk about that game for too long. So let's move along to Brighton, which was another poor performance.
Not poor. That's the worst performance.
Steven Bergwijn.
No,
Charlie,
I'm sorry, but that was probably my dad's a Spurs supporter for his whole life, and he's never seen a performance like that. Like, really rarely you see something like that. They were all over us, and I mean, there was no passion, no desire. We couldn't string 3 passes together, and hopefully we'll never see something like that again. Because honestly, that was horrific.
The thing is, we've all seen worse performances. I think Bournemouth last season we were horrible.
That was awful.
Yeah, that was awful. But at least we could string passes. We just couldn't put the ball in the net. Here, we couldn't. It was like
I'm looking at the game. And in my opinion, it's like I'm watching a team of 11 individuals who've never played with each other before.
Exactly.
There was no talking, there was no communication at all.
Like watching an international team.
It's like I'm watching San Marino.
Yeah.
There's literally no talking whatsoever. It's like I'm watching 11 people that you've grabbed from the pub and just asked to step on the pitch and I've never. Yeah.
If you were
yes, Bergwijn had a positive performance, but the thing is, everyone said also Højbjerg not the best performance from him, but at least he tried.
Yeah.
But everyone says in Ndombele against Chelsea and Brighton, everyone was and Ndombele was also pretty good. In my opinion, Ndombele was really poor against Brighton, and against Chelsea was all right. But everyone said, he's been a phenomenal this season. He was great today, but even when he doesn't perform amazingly, people are defending him. But if you ask me, against Brighton, we had no midfield. They ran through us and were through on goal in seconds. It's I
think
midfield doesn't
part of the
exist.
issue with that though is we go to that 3-4-3. Sorry, Bodie, go ahead.
I think Ndombele's been pretty poor lately. I mean, for his standards at least. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still a great player, but I mean, after the Sheffield goal, he slowly declined a bit. I'm sure he'll get back up, and it's just a lack of confidence or something. But I don't know. He just hasn't seemed the same these last few games. It might just be the whole team in general. But yeah, I'm sure he'll pick it up soon. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
I think
from
by
like
his
minute
standards,
one, we were horrible. Like literally
Yeah.
from the first minute.
Mhm.
Like we had a couple
we-
good
wh-
opportunities.
When we start like that, we're not gonna like get better. Like,
yeah,
we either start well and then drop off, or we just crap the whole game because
Yeah.
it all depends.
I mean,
The thing I
if-
don't get is why didn't he start Vinicius from the start?
Yeah,
Mm.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, that I was
Actually, I
annoyed
saw
with
a
that.
theory on that. It was like saying that we know we're not gonna buy Vinicius over the summer because we just don't have the 40 million to pay. So maybe it's just a case of Mourinho's thinking, why invest the time into this player when
Well, if
we
we
know we're
don't
not
have
gonna have
40
him?
million, if we don't have
But he
40
needs-
million to spend this summer, then we're not gonna be challenging for top 4 next season. I mean,
Well,
I
I mean,
don't
maybe we
know.
do have like a combined total of like 50 or 60, but we're not willing to spend like 2/3 of that.
So you're
on one
telling me
player.
Mourinho would rather use Dean Scarlett instead of Carlos Vinicius?
No, I'm
Like,
not saying that necessarily. I mean,
on.
maybe there's like a cheaper option that we know we can get for someone like maybe Danny Ings. I mean, I think he has
Yeah,
a
but that was what I was
contract
gonna say.
situation.
No, because the thing with Danny Ings is that I think he's too good of a striker to be sitting on the bench. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't. But the thing
Plus,
is, I
Danny
think
Ings is
Danny
older.
Ings
I mean, obviously, imagine a strike pairing of Ings and Kane, but I mean, he's 29 now, and
Mhm.
I just don't think it would be worth it.
Plus,
Plus,
he's very injury prone as well.
Yeah,
I
he is
couldn't
pretty
see
injury
him.
prone.
To
What were
be
we gonna say,
fair,
Bodie?
I couldn't really see Danny Ings being benched. I think if we were to sign
Yeah.
him, it would probably end up being a top 2 partnership with Kane and Danny Ings, and then if one of them gets injured, then it'll just become a one striker formation. I think it's impossible to really sign Danny Ings and expect him to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine in my opinion. I want him to start. I want to sign him because I think he's a good player and I want him to play. So yeah, I really want to bring him in, and
Mhm.
think
I mean,
it's-
maybe we could even do something like playing Kane like a little bit deeper. I think
Yeah.
that's what we did when we played Real Madrid in the Bernabeu at in the Champions League a few minutes ago. But I mean, maybe that's something we could just like, I don't know, just try again, see if it works. I think Kane is obviously
Talking
exceptionally
about
talented.
Kane, talking about Kane, so yeah, he's broke a lot of records today and stuff. We'll get onto that later, but can we just appreciate that pass he did with his back, or no, it was with his
the chest pass Samora.
yeah, it was with
Oh,
his
yeah, that was-
that was
hit with
brilliant.
his
Yeah.
chest. I mean, no one's really
yeah.
talking about that enough because that was,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Lucas did the most of the.
Yeah,
No, I've
that was really
I don't
exceptional
know
pass.
that for ages.
Yeah, but Lamella's decoy run was like Son
Mm.
got in, didn't he? So it's like
Yeah.
Lamella did a lot in that goal.
Mhm.
He
Lamella
didn't
had a really
actually
good performance
score.
today.
Yeah.
Match. I think Lamella was our
Lamella
best
was
player.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
He-
Do you think he should be starting more often now that he's had
I
a?
think he is our best right winger.
Well, for me on current, no,
I think in the
for me
first
on
half,
current
Lamella was
form,
the only one who
there's
was
no
really
doubt
doing anything.
about who is better between Lamella and Bale. On current form, there's no doubt about
Yeah.
it. I mean,
Snail.
obviously we all love Bale, but worryingly, like in the press conferences, Jose keeps avoiding Bale questions, and I think
Yeah.
Jose really, I mean, he's really struggling with Bale, and he's kind of annoyed by him at this point. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on there.
maybe.
Pretty well.
See, I think Lamella was the only one in the first half who was really bringing the ball from deep and upfield. And then the second half, obviously, everyone started to perform. So I feel like a lot of the light kind of shined away from him a bit when Son and Kane scored. But I think he was definitely the man of the match.
It's like if you look at Lamella, like he's one of them players who like fight for the ball. Like, because for example, the
Yeah.
Chelsea game. So for example, the Chelsea game, like I'm looking at the first half, and no one's pressing, no one's willing to make a tackle. Then
Yeah.
Lamella
Lamella
also-
always makes an instant impact. Always thinks
Yeah.
his best, and
Runs
that's
around
why
with
He's a
that.
so
shit
important.
house. That's what he is. He's a Mourinho.
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah,
He's a shit
Yeah,
house.
like,
Exactly.
yeah, 'cause, like me and Josh,
infinite ball rolls and shithousery from Lamella. That's pretty much Lamella. But yeah, I think he's such an underrated player. You know, he's got the skill. He's just never really been lucky with, you know, his stats. Because everyone goes by players rates players by their stats, and obviously he's not the most prolific goal scorer or even assist maker. But if you actually watch football, if you watch him, then you really realize how good he is. Sadly, he didn't get to his full potential because we signed him when he was one of the best young prospects in Europe from Roma. But I think he's still.
Yeah, that's only people remember him from then, and apparently how he flopped. It was like,
I mean,
he didn't.
I think what was he? He was 30 million. I mean, I think 30 million for like 8 years at a club. I mean, he's only it's
in
8
my
years
opinion,
now.
him and Ericsson are the only ones that didn't flop from the Magnificent Seven. Him and Ericsson are the only ones that didn't really flop totally.
Well, not magnificent. The Met
Not
Seven.
magnificent.
And Ericsson.
Run of form as well. Like, so it's like the last 3 games: Liverpool, Brighton, Chelsea. Like, one thing you really need is like fight. You know what I mean? And like Lamella's one of them players who always give like 100% on the pitch. Like, and like especially when you're in like some sort of bad form, like we were in now. Something that needs like a bit of energy, and Lamella always brings that energy spark to the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You were saying though a second ago, you think Lamella is our best right winger. I mean, if you've listened to the pod before, or Bodie and Charlie and Louis will know, but I'm a huge Bergwijn fan. So for me at least, he's still our number 1 right winger. I mean, I know he isn't quite. Player.
I think I agree. Bergwijn is absolutely phenomenal, and he's proved that in the last few games. And everyone's still saying, like the commentator in today's game on my TV said, like Bergwijn's failed to have an impact in the last few games he's played, and that's why he didn't play today. But I mean, again, similar to Lamella, everyone looks at the stats. Has he scored? Has he assisted? But again, he was our brightest prospect against Brighton. He was pretty good against Chelsea as well, and against Liverpool, he was, you know, I mean, he's just been consistently good. He just really needs that goal, for God's sake, and then finally, I think he'll start banging them in. Like, because if you saw, I mean, I don't really play FIFA much, but he had that youth, what is it called? Future Stars.
Oh yeah, Future Star on FIFA.
And
the
amount of hate, hate he got, like everyone was like, well, how is he there? And, you know, but it's
he should have never have got it. Like, even
to be fair, I do agree that like he probably wasn't the best choice.
Yeah, he wasn't. But still,
people don't need to like hate on him.
The thing with Bergwijn is, I think he's better than Mora, but it's like,
yeah, I agree with that.
He's horribly off form this whole entire season.
Yeah,
he's been okay. He hasn't been amazing. Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
Finally.
Yeah, because the thing is, like Bergwijn and Mora, is that Mora actually has end product. Like because the thing is, I'm telling you right now, if Bergwijn improved his end product, like he will become like one of our best players this season. Like, because the thing is, like what he does.
So for Bergwijn, I think once he gets his first goal, he's just going to be like, it's just going to be like the floodgates are opened. But then also, I think this season, working with Mourinho, it's been a lot of working on like the defensive side. So he's been working a lot on like how to cover and how to track back. And I feel like once he gets that down,
Bergwijn is very good at covering. But I think Lamella, the difference is Lamella's better at like.
As Lamella's been here for so long, like he knows like how the playing style is.
Yeah.
Lamella's a lot more central. He plays in a more central attacking midfield role when he comes on.
Good point.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, one thing about Lamella, when he plays, I mean, when he's on form like he was today,
Sure,
it's almost guaranteed that he'll get a yellow.
Yeah. Lamella is known for his yellow.
He's the master of yellows.
Was it against
when you compare it to the other ref performances in this match week, he's still some really stupid decisions. Like,
Lamella
there was that moment where, you know, last season when Son got a red when he kicked Rid.
Oh yeah. That frustrated me. Like, whatsoever. It's literally the exact same challenge.
Yeah, Snodgrass did the exact same thing, and Maguire last season.
Yeah,
get-
when
yeah.
Maguire like kicked that guy right up in the
Yeah.
He
going
did out. The exact same challenge.
What's this
But-
one called?
It should be the same, yeah. The refereeing, I think, is just it's I don't think VAR is necessarily the problem. It's just the refs who
No.
are operating it.
Bodie.
It's the people who use it. Like I like I like the whole idea of VAR. Like it's just
Oh,
people who use it are so
Yeah,
clueless.
exactly.
I mean,
he doesn't look very happy.
No, VAR is a great idea if you ask me. It's just way too
It's
harsh.
being executed poorly.
But this millimeter offside thing is just idiotic. It should be
Yeah.
a player should have like 1 or 2 centimeters of freedom, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was wasn't it, it was like before
Arsene
VAR was like
Wenger,
when it's close.
yeah, but Arsene
Boo.
Wenger had this since he works for FIFA now. He had this good
No, he
suggestion.
doesn't. Does he
but
actually?
Yeah, he does. But
Jeez.
I forgot what it was, but it was a very good suggestion about the offside rule. He also thinks it's really stupid. I mean, everyone thinks it's stupid. I don't understand. Like, everyone on the planet, on this planet, thinks that it's stupid, except for the officials and FIFA. Like, it's so it just makes no sense. But yeah, I mean, VAR is just so horribly executed, and you can already see it since the first time it was used in the World Cup. I mean, so many penalties. The whole World Cup was just penalties. I mean, Kane won the
Speaking of
Golden Boot pretty
VAR,
much just
Can I say
scoring
something about
penalties.
VAR?
Yep.
Go for it.
If you watch the Man City Liverpool game today,
Yeah, Salah dived.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he died
I mean-
100%.
I think it
Well,
might have been a foul, but
I think-
like Salah definitely
Like-
over exaggerated.
No,
I
no,
don't
but listen
think
to
it was
this.
necessarily a dive though, because
No,
if you-
yeah, but the City
it
player.
does pull him
he-
down.
No, but it wasn't a dive. He just exaggerated it way too
Yeah.
much. Like,
Yeah. I
think
agree with
about it. The City player was pulling him backwards, and he fell forwards. I mean, how does that make
Yeah.
any sense?
what I don't get
Um,
yet, like tugs him on the shoulder and his legs like shoot up.
that. His
off the
legs
floor.
buckle. Yeah.
Yeah,
His le-
Mourinho done the exact same thing today. That actually looks better.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
looked like,
yeah, he did.
I saw
Yeah.
that. Someone posted that. That was funny.
As a mid, it's like
Jose made it look more realistic than Salah did, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know.
Salah's just a little cheat. That's why.
I mean,
Noodle
Yeah.
head.
And also,
Did
one
you
thing
say
about Salah, I don't
what?
understand.
Did you say
goalkeeper-
noodle him? What?
well, I came up.
Goalkeepers don't seem to realise that every time Salah takes a pen, he always goes down the middle, and goalkeepers still don't
Yeah.
realise this. I just don't get it.
It's because
to
the
the
way
middle
he
or to the
runs
right, I
up.
think.
Yeah.
Didn't he go down to the? He went to the right, I think, in the
He always
final.
goes down the middle.
Champions League final.
Yeah,
just
Lloris
does.
got really close to saving that though.
I think
Yeah,
he's
he
got
did. The pressing.
Salah's 7 Premier League penalties now, which is more than Fernandez. But like,
Yeah.
because I don't.
Fernandes, you mean?
Yeah, because the thing is, like,
And people
a-
used to call Kane a penalty merchant.
the thing with Fernandez.
To
yeah,
be
is that, like,
honest, when it was like the 16-17 season, yeah, Kane used to have so many penalties, literally.
I think Dele Alli used to dive a lot, which helped Kane get a few more penalties. And
that's what ruined his player because
I'd rather have a diving Dele Alli than Dele Alli's brother, if you ask me.
the thing with Dele Alli
Wait,
is
what?
that
What?
in 17 scored bare goals, but at the same time, like he dived a lot, and I think that's kind of what ruined him. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
Yeah.
position
You have to
fans.
do anything to win a football match. It's like your job, innit?
yeah.
So you have to do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Like, they live off that.
Toby, I think we should discuss that opinion you put on your page.
Ooh.
Which
That
one?
opinion about Jose and pretty much taking the soul out of the club.
I know
Okay,
that's
yeah.
funny.
So I feel like that's probably a bit of a controversial opinion, but if you didn't see it, I was basically just saying like the soul, the Spurs DNA has been always to play attacking, exciting football.
Max,
In the dressing room.
who's on the account? You're Josh. Because I'm going to send you something.
It's me.
Uh, Josh,
But it's like the Spurs DNA has always been to play exciting, attacking football, and like that I think the
Josh,
Danny
isn't that
Blanchard
funny?
said was to not like bore the opposition and to not bore the fans. Like the identity has always been to be this exciting, attacking, like just such an exciting team to watch, and it's totally
But
turned
the
around
thing
with
is,
Mourinho
we knew
coming in.
exactly
Yeah.
that was going to happen.
Yeah,
Like, you
Yeah,
can't
well, that's the thing.
expect.
Well, that's the thing. I wasn't expecting anything different from Jose. The thing is, I mean, if I said this on my page, I'd get a lot of hate. But I've never been a big fan
Yeah,
of
you
Jose.
would.
I've
No.
never been a big fan of Jose. I mean, I've been a big. I mean,
I've
I
got
love
a
his.
dare
I
for
like
you,
his
Charlie. Charlie,
Yeah.
if your Hoiberg post gets 50 likes, you have to do it.
But
No. But
yeah, I mean,
what I
like,
wanted to
yeah,
say is,
I agree with that.
yeah, I mean,
I think-
I like him as a person, as a personality, but like my dad also, he's watched him for years, and he's never liked him because he judges players too quickly. Jose, he
Yeah.
benches them
fair
after one mistake. Like today, Allison, that mistake that he made, he would not play him for the next few games. Or
See,
So he didn't play Adrian.
Gundogan. No, listen to this. Gundogan, he missed the penalty in the first half. Jose would have taken him off at half
maybe.
time, and then he went on to score. So this is the thing. I just
No, I don't think
I
he
mean-
would. Gundogan's like, he's been like the highest scorer in 2021, hasn't he?
no, I know that.
Yeah,
I know
he's
that
done
he
pretty well
scored
for
To
him.
be
7
honest, I
goals.
don't know
but-
how he missed the penalty, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The
I
thing
do
with
think though
Gundogan,
that
like he's already proven, like because the thing with Gundogan is that like he's already like a world class proven midfielder, like at Dortmund
Yeah.
and now at Man City. So like I don't think he would have taken him off at half time if it was Mourinho managing because he already knows what he's capable of. If you know what I mean.
And I think
Yeah,
the thing
yeah.
is with Mourinho,
Controversial opinion coming up.
Go.
what I was saying was like,
Yeah.
I think Mourinho, I would rather lose Harry Kane and he just
Yo,
like
what?
destroys his career and Mourinho wins us the league.
Nah, but like, who would be up front?
But like, yeah,
Vinicius.
but if we
Danny
win the
Ings, I
league,
guess.
yeah, exactly. If we win the league,
But that's
I
so
just want a
unrealistic. How can
trophy.
we win the league without Kane?
Exactly.
no, but I'm saying in that scenario, what if Kane
Yeah.
lose? I would take that any day of the week. If we were
If
to go
we
and win a
could-
trophy.
No, hear me out. If we could sell Kane for 350 million somehow,
Like
And-
you remember the
and-
rumours
and-
to him going to Man U. Say if he went to Man U, the rumours.
no.
were true.
I'm not accepting him to go to Man U. He
No.
would,
He can't go to another Premier
I've
League
got a
club.
thing. Say if he went to like I don't know AC Milan.
but I have a controversial opinion coming out. When I was
Yeah, go on.
when I was watching the City game, I mean, on the start of the City game, when they're showing the lineups, and I saw City's lineup, and I was like, I mean, people wouldn't, and not a lot of people would agree with me, but if you look at the lineup they lined up against Liverpool, our current starting lineup, when everyone's fit, is potentially even better than it. Think about it. Yes, defensively, Ederson is slightly better than Lloris. Yes, Cancelo is better than Serge. But then Alderweireld and Stones has been on great form, but Alderweireld and Stones are pretty close. Yes,
Mhm.
Diaz better than Sanchez, Reguilon better than Zinchenko. And then hear me out here. Their midfield was, I mean, they didn't have Kevin De Bruyne, so that changed a lot. But
Yeah.
their midfield, if they play the same team against this same team against us, I think we've got a chance because Liverpool are pretty poor. I mean, both of them were
Yeah.
pretty poor in the first half, to be honest. But they played Gundogan, Rodri, and pretty sure it was Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, it was.
And I mean, think about it. Ndombele is, I mean, on current form. I mean, Gundogan is better on current form when it comes to goals, but on current form when they're on their best, and Ndombele is there. Gundogan, Højbjerg
Mhm.
this season is there.
Yeah, Højbjerg's better than Rodri. And then I guess,
think can I say something real quick?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something that has really affected Tottenham's attacking ability is I think the players, they're scared to move the ball forward. They're scared to try audacious things because they know that if they mess up, Jose's going to bench him. They've seen what he's done to Dele Alli. You know, Dele Alli's tried all these flicks and tricks, and then he's ended up messing
Mhm.
up. I think the
Yeah.
players are keeping because they're scared. They're scared that
Yeah.
Jose's going to bench him because they make mistakes.
that's what I was saying. Like going back to the like the Spurs DNA and all that.
Did
Like
did I just
it's
get
going against
disconnected
like people not trying. They're
It's
like
like, the
not
thing
trying
is
those
with
things.
our DNA, it's like our DNA
Did I
doesn't
just
see Mourinho.
disconnect for a sec?
Yeah, you're back now.
Oh, okay.
Like the thing is with our DNA, like we all knew Mourinho wasn't going to be like that. We basically
Yeah.
brought Mourinho in to finish off what Poch should have done.
Mhm.
Like Mourinho was it was a short-term management.
If you ask
Yeah.
me, no, not short term. He's supposed to. I mean, not short term.
If
but
the man hasn't like done,
No, but-
hasn't been in a club for 3 seasons longer, it's a short-term investment.
Yeah. I
well,
agree with that.
yeah,
I
but
believe he knew after him he has to rebuild.
yeah, but at the same
Yeah.
time, Poch started the painful rebuild. He said it would be a painful rebuild, and Jose
Yeah.
was there to get the players in, add a few trophies, and then after that, with the financial stability of winning those trophies, we can go on buy world-class talent and challenge for the league
No,
and stuff.
he should
But
have just backed
I mean-
Poch. When Poch was in charge, he should have gave him the money that he wanted.
But the
He
thing
should have
is,
said,
the reason
Yeah.
why he didn't do that is because of the stadium.
Yeah, the
He didn't
stadium
have
really
the
screwed
money.
Poch over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes,
shouldn't.
yeah,
Somebody didn't have it.
that is true.
If we
But
weren't
no,
building
but
the stadium, we probably would have won the league.
Yeah, I agree with that.
listen.
Or
No,
we
can I
would
listen
have
to
been
me.
very close to.
I love the stadium. Don't get me wrong, but for now, it's been a poor investment. Because think about it.
No, I disagree with that 100,000%.
No. But no, for now. It will get better, obviously, when the fans are back. But if you think about
Yeah.
it, but if you think about it, 16-17 season, we were unbeaten at home in the league.
Atmosphere. Or who left? Someone left.
And not just that. No, not just that. So then we had the money after that, but then we invested all the money into the stadium, and which meant that over the next 3 years, our starting lineup would stay the same pretty much. Literally the same players, hardly any new players brought in except for like Lucas. And it was aging. The squad was aging, and we were getting slower. And
Yeah.
eventually, we were getting worse and worse. Yes, we got to the final, but the point is, and now we
Charlie.
got the stadium. The stadium's amazing, but the thing is, with Corona, we're currently not making any investment with the stadium because obviously there's no fans.
Hey,
When
no,
the fans get back,
no. Do you remember in December there were fans back in for the Arsenal game?
yeah, but that was only
Yeah.
2,000 fans. That's nothing. The point is,
At least there were
the
still
point-
fans.
Yeah,
Well,
but
but no,
yeah,
but
yes,
this point is
but-
it's not
Well,
bringing
it
in the
was
same
one
type of
game
revenue.
instead of like
what I'm trying to
19
say,
games.
if we have
Yeah.
when we
Yeah,
have
that
a
was
full,
around
when we have a full season with the stadium,
And
We'll be
Max,
the-
you
one
can
of the-
back me on
we'll
this.
be in a-
You sent me
we'll be-
footage.
what?
Well,
No,
yeah,
but-
yeah, we know there was fans in the stadium, but it's 2,000 fans versus 60,000. I mean, obviously there's going to be
Max, you can
a
back me
30th
on
of the
it. You
revenue.
sent me footage of the fans.
No, but yeah, we know, but there was only
Shoot.
2,000 fans in the
Is-
stadium versus how there's normally 60,000, so it's a 30th of the revenue. So if we would have
my
had
point
like,
is,
Here's the
when we
thing,
have one
right?
season with a full capacity stadium of fans, one full season, that's the whole point of the stadium because
Yeah.
the tickets are slightly expensive and that's a hell of a lot of seats.
yeah,
We after one season will be we'll just grow and we'll be in the top 5 richest clubs. We're currently like the 8th richest club, but
Yeah, we
like-
are actually.
our profits will bang up, and
Yeah.
we'll be able to sign world class players like Dybala and stuff. Finally, we'll
But,
have
I
the
mean,
funds.
No, but here's the thing, right? We made it to the Champions League final. Wouldn't that account to some
We
for
lost.
significant funds? You can't go reach the Champions League final and then think, oh,
Yeah,
well,
we got
this-
to the Champions League final, and
Yeah,
then we
but
bought in
Randy,
Dombele
listen
and
to me.
Lo
Everyone,
Celso.
every single
and
Spurs
Sessegnon.
fan wanted to get a ticket. So
We didn't
some
spend a
people
single
are
penny.
annoyed.
We didn't spend a single penny after the Champions League final. Do you know how much money?
What do
we
you
would've
mean?
made?
We signed in Dombele, Lo Celso,
Not enough.
Sessegnon.
Can't.
we spent a lot.
Well-
We did spend a lot of money that summer, but I think the issue came when we didn't spend the January or the summer before that.
Imagine if we had won the Champions League final. Just imagine.
We did
We would have
the
signed
January
everyone.
of this January. We did 2 signings or something, was it? Yeah, 2. Getton and
Yeah, we should have done more.
Bergwijn,
We should have
yeah.
bought a striker.
yeah, no, but we did 3. We did Lo Celso, Panman.
Well, it's also he was already on
Bergwijn.
loan. at
Talking
Spurs, yeah, so we made it
about the
permanent.
January signings, it reminded me one thing that really annoys me about Jose is the way. I mean, hopefully that'll get better, but the way he brings players in and pretty much waste them. Yes, Højbjerg and Reguilón have been amazing signings, but just think about it. Brought Jedson on loan, hardly gave him a chance. It's not that I rate Jedson that much. I mean, he's an okay
He's all
player,
right. He was all right.
He
No,
was
to be
never a good
fair,
signing.
no.
We never really needed
No.
him.
Yeah.
But we never really needed him. The point is,
To be
you
honest,
never
he can
really
either
gave him a
play.
chance.
He can either play centre mid or right back, and we're asked that.
But he's very very average at both
Yeah,
of
he's
those
just
Those
not-
positions.
two spots. The
He-
spots for those
but
two
all-
things are taken.
Premier League. Like he's just not made for it.
No,
Who?
yeah,
Go back
But
to
also
Portsmouth.
talking about Jedson,
Gedson's too
and
weak.
then he brings Bale in, which has obviously been quite a waste.
He's a big
of money.
flop.
Yeah.
Then
Me and
he
Toby
bring-
need our money back.
and then he brings Vinicius in. He gave him a bit of a chance, but really not enough for a striker like Vinicius. He should give him more Premier League minutes. And then
He's
And
he's only
also-
getting minutes in the cups, like FA Cup,
yeah,
Carabao
Cups and
Cup.
Europa League.
They didn't even get. He started one game this season, didn't he? Gedson?
No.
Yeah, Judson had like very very little
Oh,
chances.
yeah,
I mean, I think
he
he started that.
against
Didn't he
Marine.
start,
Carabao
he
Cup
started
and
games
Marine.
against Marine.
he was even
Do you
good
remember-
against
He
Marine.
He
was
was
the
good
friendlies as
last
well.
season against Leipzig, though. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, he was,
Mhm.
and he
He
was
was
good
decent against
on his
Norwich
debut.
too.
Yeah, it's
Wasn't that
Norwich.
nice, that
Yeah,
penalty,
he
but-
played
Norwich
at
were
Norwich in the cup.
Yeah, I thought he
That
actually
was
played
last
decent
game
then, but
before
he missed the
lockdown.
penalty, and that's all people remember.
Oh, yeah.
What I like
And there
about
was
him,
that drama with
Well, that-
Eric Dyer.
got a similar playing style to Harry Kane. Like he holds the play up very well.
Who,
No,
Gedson?
Yeah, no,
Vinicius.
Kane.
No,
Okay,
yeah, because
Vinicius.
I think Vinicius has like a similar playing style to Kane, which I think suits Son a lot because Son likes to get
Yeah.
in behind, and Kane likes to hold up the ball, play Son through.
Yeah.
Well, basically, after the Liverpool game and the Brighton game, I kind of said something that I regret. I actually said Son is nothing without Kane, and which is not true, obviously.
Better replaceable.
But clearly, it's easier for Son when he has a world-class partner in attack like Kane,
Yeah,
because he's actually a player that can find Son. Like you got to feel sorry for Son against Chelsea. I saw someone say this as well, because he got into the positions, but there's no one to pass it to him. Like Vinicius, he had that
Yeah.
chance to pass it to him, and he just didn't capitalize. And it's nice to have the best duo in world football back together. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they can get us the win against Everton. But
Mhm.
yeah, let's analyze today's.
But before we get into that, I think Bodie was going to say something on the Kane and
Birdie's
Vinicius comparison.
Because
he's
Charlie's been
still-
interrupting him. To be honest.
No, what I'm saying is, yeah, you're right. Vinicius can hold up the ball well, but he doesn't have the technical ability as Kane, which obviously that makes sense. Kane's
Vinicius
in-
also doesn't have the move.
Oh my God, Charlie.
Yeah, Bodie.
but in my opinion, Kane's the best, the best all-round footballer in the world. He
Yeah, I agree
for a
with that.
striker, he could probably play centre back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He could actually put a shift in at centre back here.
like, he can play.
I totally agree with
He'd
you.
actually be better than Sanchez.
Who?
Don't get me wrong, right? Vinicius, don't get me wrong. Vinicius is a great player, but he's nowhere near the standard of Harry Kane. And
Yeah.
yes, he can move the ball
Yeah,
up well,
he's
but
just a backup.
he's a striker. He can't drop deep and then create chances. So I mean, if he got his technical ability up more, passing wise, I think he could definitely help the team. But I mean, he
No,
doesn't.
no,
have
but that's the thing. You're comparing Vinicius and Kane.
For
But the thing
God's
is-
sake.
the thing though, you
it's-
can't
it's-
compare them, which is why it doesn't work.
No,
You can't pass
No, but that's the
ball,
thing.
right?
You said that Vinicius can't do what Kane does, which is drop deep and pass the ball. But that's the thing. It's not Vinicius's fault. He's more of a poaching striker, a striker that stands in front of the goal
know
and taps into the net. The point is, obviously
Hey,
Vinicius
Charlie,
won't
let
do what
Bodie
Kane does.
finish. Let Bodie finish.
I'm trying to.
No,
I'm,
and
my-
just
I'm-
yeah.
I'm not. My point is that Son can't do the same with Vinicius as Kane could do with him.
Yeah.
Which is why
Yeah,
I
well,
think
obviously, but that
Son
isn't
and-
Vinicius's fault. It's just
Mm.
that he doesn't fit into the system. That's what I'm trying to say.
which is, I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately why we shouldn't sign him.
If we could get an attacking midfielder like Ericsson was for us, or if Dele Alli gets back on form and Kane doesn't need to drop it in as deep and we're playing Vinicius, not Kane, and then we have
Yeah.
someone to supply balls into Vinicius instead of Kane dropping deep and supplying Son,
Would you not
I
think
think
that's the
Vinicius
bits
could
of it?
actually work. Yeah, Sabitzer. I mean, I want
Yeah.
Sabitzer, but I mean,
Yeah.
we just didn't have the funds
And the thing-
this January.
The thing with Sabitzer and what I like about him is that Sabitzer is like a box to box midfielder. Like he
Is this
like
the is this the Inter Milan guy?
No, it's the
Leipzig.
guy. Leipzig.
Leipzig, Sabitzer, and he's like a box to box player, and he's got really good creativity as well, which will suit us because it's really frustrating, yeah, how much we have to like rely on Harry Kane to like supply us with the creativity. But the only problem is, why would Sabitzer want to come to us right now? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
He already said he wants to come to Tottenham and Jose Mourinho.
Yeah. But that's but he said that in January when we were top of the league. Just think about it. Why? Like everyone says, oh, I want Jose to get sacked so Nagelsmann from Leipzig can come in. Why the hell would he want to join us? Leipzig
I
are
think
like
that is the issue.
second in the Bundesliga, and
They're
the
never
thing
going to win the
about
Bundesliga, though.
No,
no, I know they won't, but-
Who would they bring in though?
no,
Who
but
would
the
Leipzig
thing
bring
is,
in?
you don't understand. Leipzig
That's
are
their
doing
problem.
so well. Leipzig are doing so well because they have a whole squad of under 23s. Because that when
Yeah, but
when-
to be honest, they've let Werner go, and that was a big loss.
Yeah.
They don't have anyone else that can replace them.
Yeah, the
replace
thing is, they're
Werner.
still like Leipzig are doing way better than us. Like
Mhm.
Leipzig, like they've got a young manager. They're second in the league.
Yeah.
Like
They've
they
had
probably
to
they
lose-
they're
they've had to
probably.
lose their best striker.
I think
Well,
they'll beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
And they've
They
just
would.
got
Also,
to
did
Champions
you-
League
also-
semi-finals.
Also, did you hear that it could be played at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
No, it's been confirmed. It's not. It's going to be played
it-
at the Budapest instead.
the Budapest.
Budapest? What? What have the travel
Yeah.
ban?
But, I mean, ultimately, Leipzig doesn't have a shot at the Bundesliga title. Bayern are going to win it probably for the next
I'm
70
not sure
years.
if they have a shot. I think
no,
if-
but we don't have a shot at the Premier League. So what's your point?
We have more of a shot at the Premier League than Leipzig do at the Bundesliga, in my opinion.
No,
In
that's
my
not true.
opinion,
That's not true.
yes.
That's not true. But Bayern have
With the
suffered
Starbucks
quite a
signing?
lot
Hey,
this
listen
season.
to me. Listen. These are my top three people that are going to win the Bundesliga. Bayern,
People.
Dortmund, and
Dortmund are
It's
doing
literally
horrible,
just going to be
aren't
Bayern.
they? Dortmund
Yes.
are doing horrible.
No,
Like,
the
it's ob-
point. No, the point is Bayern have actually didn't they lose 5-1 to Mainz this season? Like
Yeah,
they haven't
they
been
did.
as good this season, and when Leipzig do get on board, I mean, come on, Leipzig will probably finish second, and
Yeah, but they're not
there's a
going to
difference between
win.
finishing
the league.
second. Yeah, but we're going to finish fourth, or maybe even not top four. I mean, I don't see
Well, I mean,
the point of
but
us having more of a chance.
the only thing that we have over Leipzig, I think, is the fact that we're in the Premier League, and ultimately it's the best league in the world. So maybe we should have the draw of like luring Nagelsmann with the like playing it like with just holding the little Premier League and just wait until we can grab him, and then we have probably one of the best young attacking.
We need to
managers
move
in football.
quick though, because there's going to be
Yeah.
other people. Like
Yeah, there's
Real
gonna be a
Madrid
lot.
wanted him a couple years ago.
Mhm.
And what I
There's
like
gonna be
about
some competition.
Yeah.
And what I like about Nagelsmann is that he's like, so for example, last season, his Leipzig squad are young, and like the Spurs like team. So Kane's still what 25, 26,
Yeah,
Um,
It's at
27.
20 and we've
I think he's 27.
reached his prime yet, and we've still got so many other players with like a lot of quality that are still young. I think that's what
Like
could,
Jack Clark, Alfie Devine.
yeah, like those
Clark's
sort of players.
not. I don't
think
think Jack Clark's going to be like.
We all know he's doing pretty well at Stoke, to be honest. He won't be. He probably won't get first team action for a good sort of maybe about 2 years, maybe.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I
I mean-
think Jack Clark is not. From what I've seen of him, he's not really. He's a okay Championship player.
Yeah, I
I
think
watched him. I watched
really
him
liked
when
Jack Clark, but
Stoke played Huddersfield.
I got disconnected again, by the way.
Where
I think, I mean, at the end of the day, I think maybe Clark maybe he's not. I mean, unless he starts to seriously bulk up and improve his 1v1 skills, I think it's going to be maybe we can sell him for, I think maybe 17.5 million, maybe 20 million if we're lucky. And just
Also,
maybe a
I
little
The
bit
thing
of
is
a
with
profit on
him
he's
though,
him.
he looked when he played against Lask, he looked quite good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, when he came on, didn't
Have you
I think
seen
the
Oliver
issue with
Skip?
him. Go for it.
Terran.
Go for it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oliver
Oliver
Skip
Skip
is
is incredible.
all of
Oh,
us
mate,
get
gonna
this-
be Hoiberg's replacement next couple of years.
Mm,
He
mm.
will.
Or you could play, even play aside next to Højbjerg, I think.
Yeah, that is like Mourinho's wet dream.
Mm.
Two defensive
Two
midfielders.
defensive midfielders.
Mm.
See, I said this from the start, right? In preseason, no one had a clue who Oliver Skip was. He literally just recently got to the first team. I looked at him
Yeah.
for about a minute, saw him win the ball, and thought he's going to be one of our best players. Now he's on
Yeah.
loan, and every Spurs fan's lusting over him. I must be sort of like a hypnotist or
But
something.
even before, when he played against Norwich in the
Yeah.
FA Cup,
I
like
think
he
that's when
was
that.
really good.
Yeah, I think that's when the hype started for him was back then, and then when Mourinho said he was going to be a future captain,
Mm.
I think that's when the Skip hype really started.
But who do you think's better, Troy Parrott or Dean Scarlett? Because Troy Parrott hasn't
Ooh,
done
that's
well
a
at
hard
Millwall,
one.
has
That's
he?
a tricky
For
one.
me, it's Stain. For me,
Yeah.
it's Stain.
Well, I mean,
Because-
it's
Can I ask you
easy
a
to
question?
say. It's
Can I ask
easy
you
to
a
say.
question? Why did Troy
Staines-
Parrott? Hey, Charlie, let me
No,
speak.
but
Let
Why
Louis go.
did Troy Parrott get his Millwall contract expired? Like, why?
Because
He wasn't.
he wasn't fitting in well there. I
wasn't
mean, I
playing.
think it was
Yeah, fair.
just. Yeah, he
It's
wasn't playing,
perfect
and then
for
when he
him,
did
it-
play, he was playing out of position.
Like Millwall, like a shithouse target. Like man, he's not really that type of player.
Yeah,
Their
Oh,
chance.
he's not-
Millwall's
Ipswich-
chance. They actually-
Plus the championship is too
perfect
quick for him. Yeah,
No,
Ipswich
but
is a
Ipswich
good
is
club.
perfect
It's good.
for him.
It's good. He's going down into a league below, so he can get proper game done.
yeah.
Mm.
But
I mean, if he gets
also,
game time,
but the Millwall manager, when they signed him, said that he's the best finisher he's ever seen. So I mean,
Yeah.
that must mean something. Unless he's
Yeah.
seen.
Hey, the Millwall manager doesn't know what he's doing.
well,
Well, I don't know what I've seen.
he probably
from
knows
Troy
more than
Parrott.
we do,
I
to be
think he's-
honest.
Yeah, I mean, what I've seen of Troy Parrott, I think he seems pretty clinical. But
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen enough of.
He's gone bold.
Yeah. I think it's also pretty easy to say that Dane Scarlett looks like he's the better talent, given that Dane is playing in like the U18s and the U20s and like that age level, and Troy Parrott is playing against like 30-year-olds.
And he's also ripping it apart.
He's also a youngest ever player now
Yeah, young.
in the Premier League. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which says a
Boys,
lot.
what's your thoughts on Troy Parrott's bald head?
On his what?
I haven't seen.
Well,
it.
Bald
Oh.
head. He went bald.
Yeah, I don't know about that,
No.
Tim, to be honest. Talking about like if Divine gets a Premier League appearance, then he'll be the youngest one, I think.
Yeah, those
No,
two
he's
I think are probably the
He's
future.
15, isn't he? 15,
Who?
16?
Wait,
No, he's
Divine's
16.
the one that rattled up Danny
Can't
Drinkwater,
be
didn't he?
15.
Yeah, he did. That was funny.
He signed when
Yeah.
he was 15. He signed when he was 15, but he plays turned 16.
Yeah,
I can't believe that Alfie Devine's the same age as me.
I know,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
he's,
he
he's
is.
technically younger than me. It's just
It's crazy.
Max is
There's-
doing a Tottenham podcast talking about a kid that's the exact same age as him.
yeah.
And also, there's a person that came on the bench for Derby, and he's the same age as you, Max. 16. No,
What's his
17, is it? Yeah. Can't remember.
It's wild though.
17. 17. So
Yeah, I
he,
think we should analyze the West Brom game now.
Yeah, cool. Right.
I think we start with Max because he does all this preview and stuff like that.
Yeah, all right, fine.
The football gives him an aneurysm.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so overall, it was much better. So the first half, we did everything but score a goal, really.
Three chances.
Yeah.
Chances we missed.
Yeah,
Kane needed a bit of time to warm up.
He should
I said-
not go lie. When I thought I saw Kane on Yadami 1882's post, I thought he was watching the game from the stands. I didn't know he'd be coming into the players' entrance.
Yeah. So it's the first half. Yes, the first half. As I said, like we did everything but score. Like the West Brom defense was like so you could tell, and for me like great, like making it difficult for us to break them down. But the like from what I saw, the movement and the energy looked so much better compared to
Yeah, definitely. But what I don't think I was the only one that thought it was going to be one of those days, like the Newcastle game, where we dominate, but we just can't put the ball in the net. But luckily, we did.
When Kane at the crossbar, I had the flashbacks of like 1-1 in my head again. Like I was like, yeah, like it's going to be days, but like
it wasn't quite the crossbar. It was like the thing behind the goal, though.
The back post, basically.
Yeah, stanchion, whatever you call it. But yeah. But then the second half, like as soon as we got the goal, we looked more. Well, I mean, to be fair, like the whole game we were knocking on the door, but what making became a lot better when we got the first goal.
Yeah, that Lucas run though. I mean,
hey, Lucas's energy.
That's what I want to see from Lucas. I mean,
Lucas's energy.
He has really good energy, Lucas.
The only thing that I find bad with Lucas, he does give the ball away a lot.
He's hit him.
Yeah.
What I don't like about Lucas is that he falls down a lot. That's what I don't like about Lucas. Like he runs the whole pitch and then gets in front of goal and then just like hits it straight into the goalkeeper or just misses. Like he needs to be more clinical in front of goal. I mean, last season he wasn't very clinical, but I mean Lucas clearly has the dribbling talent. Like he's one of the best dribbling talents of the generation, whether you like it or not.
He dribbles like Neymar, like Ricky Lambert. that's basically
yeah.
But aren't all Brazilians good though at dribbling?
Yeah, Neymar's good. Dani Alves is good. Lucas is good.
I think there was
even Thiago Silva's good.
Yeah. I think there was like a challenge on the Spurs YouTube. I think about a year ago now, maybe. But it was like Alderweireld against Lucas Moura, and it was like rolling the ball forward, and then how many scissors you could do or step overs you could do before you hit the ball. And so Alderweireld went first, and I think he got like 6 or 7, and then Lucas went up, and then he got like 20, and he's like, "Should I just stop now?" Because I mean, just like such a naturally like gifted player at dribbling, but
that's class.
Yeah. All right, I think we should probably get into the preview for the Everton game.
I mean, it's a chance for a trophy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
worried seem to take these pretty seriously.
To be honest, Everton, they've just come back from 2 goals down. They get a really good draw against Man U.
No, but there's been a display of very small club, of a lot of small club mentality from Everton. I mean, they're literally celebrating a draw with Man U.
That's
a good achievement, isn't it? It's a good achievement.
But the thing is, for like, if you score a last-minute equaliser from being 2.
No, I know that, but they were literally celebrating. Like everyone was mad at us for celebrating winning 6-1. Well, they're celebrating a draw with Man U.
If Mark say, right, listen, say if like a team I supported, scored a last-minute equaliser against a top dog team in the league, I'd obviously go nuts.
Yeah.
Well, but there's a difference going nuts for 5 minutes and then celebrating for the next 3 days. You know.
Just saw what Max did on his camera.
What were we gonna say though, Max? You can go ahead.
Oh yeah. What I was going to say is that like it's all good celebrating like a last-minute equaliser. So, for example, West Ham against us, 3-3.
Yeah.
What I don't like is just the way like out some champagne and they just explode it everywhere.
Yeah, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Did you see what Godfrey did? He told Maguire to fuck off when he was talking about
Yeah.
And he
what a lad.
Pissed off Goldbridge as well.
What class.
Mark Goldbridge was literally fuming with that.
Oh, Josh, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you told me to F off.
Josh. How dare you?
So, also, we kept the...
Sorry, what were you going to say, Bodhi?
I was saying, it'll definitely be a tough game with, James Rodriguez and Calvert-Lewin both being on amazing form. But both defenses are weak enough to. There's a lot of goals and there'll be a lot of goals in the game. I'm not going into it 100% confident of a win, but
Yeah.
there's a
To
there's
be
a,
honest,
there's a
it's not the end of the world if we lose, because to
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
about,
but
we're already in
No,
a
no,
cup
no.
final.
Yeah, that's a good point. But at the same time, you got when if we lose in the Premier League, because we're not challenging for the title in the Premier League. Definitely, we're challenging for top 4, and even that's going to be hard. So when we lose in the Premier League, when we lose the game, we're probably going to lose to City. We want the reassurance that we're still in all the competitions, you know.
Yeah.
Because like if we just get knocked out by Everton and then lose to City, I mean that's just going to knock down our confidence again, you know. So yeah, I definitely
But
like
to be
to
fair,
beat
they're two
Everton.
good teams, so we shouldn't really allow it to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But we
I know
should
that.
be
It's just,
beating a team like Everton, but they're above us in the league, aren't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
they
they
are.
are.
Crazy.
So it's like,
Interesting stat. Interesting stat that I saw from Everton fan. Everton's centre backs have scored more goals this season than Liverpool's entire midfield. So obviously they rely on headers.
Set pieces. Yeah.
Which is
You're gonna-
dangerous because we all know how horrible we are at defending set pieces.
Well, the first.
If we go 1-0 down to Everton, that would be just from sloppy defending.
Well, the first game of the season showed that when we struggled with the crosses and everything, but that's a long time ago though. A lot has changed since then.
we were horrible in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, we
that
were
was
shit.
really bad.
Yeah.
I had no hope for the season after that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've got a
But
question,
luckily we
boys.
are.
What are your thoughts? I've got a question.
Go for
Who do you think will play?
I think we'll go with Joe Hart. Actually, no, I think we'll go with Lloris in goal.
I would
Yeah.
feel
Do you think we'll start? Do you think we'll start Kane?
Nah,
or will we
rest
just
him.
play a bit?
Rest him. We'll play with Vinicius.
But the thing
No, I
is,
think we'll
if
play
you ask
Kane.
me, no, but if you
Oh,
ask me,
yeah,
the FA
it
Cup,
is.
but the FA
Yeah.
Cup is more important than the Prem, if you ask me, because
Because we need to win a trophy.
What's
yeah,
a man?
I mean,
Tony
obviously
Rota?
the Europa League is the most important, obviously.
Mm.
Wait, what's going on with the Chelsea game?
Yeah, Tony.
Sheffield United just
Anthony
equalised.
Rudiger scored a goal. He scored an
Oh.
own goal.
Own
Yeah,
goal.
it is,
Oh
yeah.
yes, you
Yeah.
love it. Absolutely love
33
that.
fancy points. Get him.
Oh, my mate just sent me that we're winning 1-0. Oh,
I
I want
had
to
Kane in my fantasy this time.
got
Luckily, I
46.
kept him in.
I got 16 points, Kurt, son.
for the Everton game. Like I want us to field out a strong side, but the thing with Kane
Yeah.
is that, like when I saw him in the starting 11, like I was a bit worried because I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
we're rushing him back.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no,
Like,
and yeah, because the thing like with the recent history of Kane's injuries, I think like some of them have come like from us rushing him back too quickly. So obviously like
Exactly.
poor, and that also kind of shows how much we rely on this guy. Like
Mhm.
his ankles could still be a bit messed up, but he's still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I expected him to be pretty rusty today, which he kind of was in the first 20 minutes, missing those two pretty
Yeah.
much sitters.
At
But
least
then
he
he went on to
scored.
be phenomenal. But then he was like really good after that.
Well, I mean,
his
he was only
passing,
out
his
for
vision.
1 week, so you wouldn't expect him to be too
Yeah.
rusty after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's only we expected like 3 weeks or a month, and only 1
Yeah.
week. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Congrats to the Tottenham staff for getting him back to fitness so quickly. But obviously, we all know that Kane has that mentality and determination, which even like everyone admires. Thomas Tuchel mentioned it in the press conference that he admires Kane's mentality. I mean, he's
Yeah.
just such a leader, and he's always going to be giving his best to get back from injuries. He always
he
does.
clearly hasn't seen the
Um,
documentary then.
Thing is, right? Yeah.
Those
Ronaldo-
team talks are incredible.
Like, those team talks of mate, literally like when
Class.
Do you reckon before the game, before the team talk, Kane sets a
Pumps
target
him
for
up.
how many times he says "fuck"?
his
he
stats are
literally just spams it. He literally just spams it. Like,
Yeah, he probably does.
I like to think of
And they probably just
Kane.
play they probably play pumped up music. They probably play music that can pump them up.
I like
And
to think of
probably
Kane like right
Aurier
before he
does all
gives
his
those team
dance
talks.
moves. If you watch Tottenham's TikTok, you would see Aurier does a little cheeky slide.
Yeah, I think before the.
No, in Kane's
Aurier
style.
was great today.
Wait,
Aurier was great.
let Bodie go. What were you gonna say, Bodie?
I think we all know how important Kane is to the team. Obviously, he's our best player and one of the best in the world. But I still think we would have beat West Brom pretty comfortably even without him.
Nah.
I mean, I
If
feel
you
like
started
No,
that
I
game
don't
winning,
agree,
we
I
would
don't
have
agree.
struggled. We
I
would
feel
have
like Vinicius would have scored a lot
struggled
of the
with that.
chances that
Obviously,
Kane
yeah,
didn't
but
inflict.
obviously we had more energy than in the last few games. But still, I don't think that changes.
Yeah.
Like he controlled the attacking play, if you ask me. So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
we would have won, but not as comfortably. Certainly not as comfortably.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fair
crazy
enough,
how the
yeah.
first goal Tuchel concedes is to a player
Has-
that's only scored
I
like
don't-
2
Yeah.
goals.
It's
It
not.
wasn't really
like
him that
3
done
years.
it. It was more and Lamella that actually brought the play upfield from deep. I mean,
Yeah.
Kane, he scored the goal, but I don't think he done much in the midfield today. Obviously,
Yeah.
his
He
presence.
didn't drop
is a
back as
huge-
much as he normally does.
obviously his presence is a huge thing, but I disagree. I don't think he done as much as what you're saying he did. Obviously, he scored the goal, but I think Moura and Lamella were the ones who really created both the chances.
Yeah. But
Mm.
this is a bit controversial. But shouldn't you see it as a good thing that he didn't drop back as much? Because that means that we're not as desperate for his long passes. Like, think about it.
Oh.
Lamella and Lucas worked really well today, and they had
Mm.
a lot of energy getting the ball forward from the defense. But think about it. Like, we had 70% possession or something in the first half, at least.
It's probably the most we've
and,
ever had under
we haven't.
Mourinho.
But
Yeah, we
I
haven't
also
seen
think
anything like that under Jose. I know
I
it's
also
only
think-
West Brom, but if we could keep possession like that against Everton and actually attack Everton like we did West Brom, which is not going to happen, obviously, it's not going to happen.
No.
I wouldn't be shocked if we play a back five, but I mean, if we can attack like that, because clearly attacking works, we created countless opportunities, a lot of half chances as well. So I mean, when we do attack under Jose, it actually works. So I don't understand. Like, we're playing defensive tactics with a team that really struggles to. I mean, we don't struggle to defend. We get the clean sheet today, and we played the offside trap pretty well. But like, think about it. Our defense cannot handle countless attacks and attacks. I mentioned this
Yeah.
after the Chelsea game. They can handle a few attacks, but like, if you just let the opposition dominate the tempo and keep crossing it in and crossing it in and crossing it in, Jose doesn't seem to understand that eventually it will go in, and it always does, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
We have too many defenders who are liabilities.
Yeah.
We
Really
need
play
to
that
get
well.
we need to get like a world class centre back in the summer.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Upamecano.
we should actually.
Oh, here's a quick question here to all you lot. Do you think Højbjerg should become our captain from now on?
Yeah.
He's just joined the
Definitely,
club. I don't think
definitely.
Just join the
Too
club.
quick.
No. I think you know who'd make a great captain. If Kane was the if Kane was the captain, who would make a great? I think. You know what? I think Son would make a good vice captain.
Nah.
No.
Or vice captain.
No,
But
the
no,
reason
no.
why Højbjerg would make a better captain than Lloris is because Højbjerg, I mean, it's his first season at the club, and he's already been more vocal than Lloris. Sorry, even Jose
Yeah.
said that he's like a second captain. He's like a captain who doesn't wear the armband.
Yeah.
He's the
Also,
worst
a
captain.
positive.
And he is. It's. I feel like the only reason he's not captain now is because it's his first season. But I think maybe next season, the season after, he will definitely become captain.
But a positive
like-
about Højbjerg being captain over Lloris is he's an outfield player. He's there
Yeah.
next to all the other players, and he can inform them. He's always telling them what to do, where to be, and
Mhm.
he's got that energy, more energy than Lloris. Lloris is a good captain when we're defending. He's telling them what to do. But clearly, the communication between Lloris and the defenders is not very good because, the Liverpool game, Lloris
Yeah.
pretty much cost us all 3 goals, and the communication,
Well.
especially for that first goal between him and Dyer, it's always
Yeah,
been a bit
that was
poor, the
awful.
communication. So, I think Højbjerg would make a great captain. But talking about Son being captain, I definitely disagree. But he just wouldn't. I mean, he's not ruthless. He hasn't got that fighting spirit.
tell
Obviously, he's a
Højbjerg
very
speaks
positive,
well.
nice guy. But
Yeah.
He's too captain.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie,
Højbjerg's
Højbjerg has great English.
Yeah, honestly, Højbjerg's English is like impressive, really.
Yes,
Well, he did play
Did you
for
just tell how he speaks? He's like a leader because he speaks so calm, composed,
so,
very
clear,
mature.
too.
Yeah. He's
I
not
think
he's gonna be a manager.
rowdy, he's not loud.
I think Son's too.
Højbjerg will be our
Yeah, sounds too
manager
nice.
in 2055. You heard it here first.
All right.
Right.
I think though.
That happened, I really still highly.
I mean, I feel like Kane's been at the club for so long. As long as he isn't sold, he'll probably be captain after Lloris, and then
Yeah.
maybe
Lucas
after
Moura-
Kane,
Lucas
Loris is
Moura
in,
should be
when
manager.
Loris retires, because Loris is in his 30s.
he's 34. Yeah,
But
It's
for a
been
goalkeeper, that's like your prime.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
I could see
I
him
think
moving
they
on this
should
summer
sell
though.
him for, like, something and sign Areola.
Areola. Who's
I
that?
prefer
Nah.
oh
What
well I
about
guess
the-
there was that whole scandal with Onana, so maybe we're not interested in him. But
I feel bad
Jorginho's
for Onana.
penalty put Chelsea in front, lads. Oh, God.
no,
No.
Penalty merchant.
Wankers.
They're getting fucking dominated by Sheffield.
Hey, boys, you know you shouldn't really swear. I know it's your first time here, but PG.
no. I mean you can do like small amounts. I think we're fine. But
It's not
I mean
really
we're not
PG if
exactly
it's
under
gonna be
review.
like-
Wait, did you just say they're getting dominated by Sheffield? Here it says 72% possession to Chelsea. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't,
that's-
I wouldn't,
yeah,
I wouldn't
but
call
they're
that
like-
domination.
I swear they've had like 3 chances, Sheffield.
Mm.
They've
Yeah,
had a
well,
penalty
Chelsea have
over time.
only had 6 shots. Literally only 6 shots.
Brr.
Probably had more against us. To be honest.
But the thing is, Chelsea were not even good against us. We were just really
No,
poor.
Chelsea
Yeah.
were all right. They weren't like
Yeah, they were all right,
right.
but they weren't on top of their game. I mean,
No.
also in
Yeah,
the
true.
game in the first game this season when it was 0-0, they weren't that good then. But
No.
I mean,
Chelsea-
like,
Chelsea dominated us, but we had a game plan when we weren't there.
If
Yeah, we
Chelsea were
did.
yeah,
like on a Thursday, it would have been like embarrassing. And what makes me like worry, yeah, like just imagine if there were fans in the stadium. Like just
Yeah.
imagine the
Yeah,
result.
oh, you see, that's a good point because
Each different.
there's no fans in the stadiums this season, so obviously that will that's why I think Son and Kane have been like really clinical this season because there's no fans,
And
and
not
obviously
gonna lie, fans do better. Well, clubs do better with fans.
Well, yeah.
no,
good
without
statement.
fans. No, that's the clubs
Well.
do better, but the players don't. Think about it. Like,
No, if you
Um,
look at it's certain players like Lloris. Lloris, I feel like with him, he's only made one mistake this season, and the Liverpool one,
Yeah.
that was different. But the one mistake he made was in a game with fans. Palace away.
That's true. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
distracting for
Yeah.
So
keepers.
fans do like really like Tampa Lloris, and he's probably been our best player after lockdown last season, and he probably has been
Yeah.
one of our
Who?
best players this year.
Who?
Lloris.
Lloris.
Good point.
but also there's just
Someone's-
less pressure on the players. That's why the season there was so many goals, and during the Corona period, when there was just so many goals scored, all these high scoring games because there's just less goal. And
Yeah.
also, I think that would be a problem for our defense if there was fans because I mean our defense is rattled as it is. Any word would be shambolic.
Mhm.
I don't understand they were at Tottenham, like literally, like so many errors. Like it's just
Yeah.
so aggravating to watch.
Yeah. I guess that's the other part of Spurs DNA.
Yeah, yeah.
Little errors.
The weird thing is though, like we're not like to be fair, before like we've gone on this really long spell of like losing
good- it was
games,
a good
like
sort of,
not
like,
winning any
5.
trophies. We used to be a club that used to win trophies like nearly all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the double in 61. I think we won again in 71.
2008 Cardiff
We
Cup
also
final.
won an FA Cup with Keith Birkinshaw. I forgot when, but the point is, we've got this in our blood now, the Spursy way, as
Yeah.
everyone says, and it's horrible. I want us to get rid of it, obviously, but I mean, it's going to be very hard to get rid of it. And I think the way Jose is making us play, this defensive style, it's not helping it at all, to be honest.
No. Setting
And
us-
that's what Toby was saying about the soul of the club.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting topic that. But I think if we do win the Europa this season, that's going to change, hopefully.
Like against Everton, it is a chance to win a trophy, but it's like, should we sacrifice it for 2 other trophies?
No, the main
Well, I think we should stay in every competition for as long as we can. If we just have an
with
extra.
this season, though,
because
like, there's like a long fixture schedule. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
play week in, week out. If we can just take like one game off. That might give us a huge advantage.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's what
a good
Liverpool have
point.
done.
But let's be honest. What are the chances of us actually beating City in a final?
I mean, City haven't actually beaten us like regularly. I mean, out of all
Yeah,
the
but
top
this
6
is the
teams,
best
I'd
We're
rather
like
City
play
their
for
City.
bogey
years.
team, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
City
think
are
City-
much better than the last time we played.
Well, yeah,
that's
but I mean,
true. But it's like
they were on great form when we knocked them out of the Champions League. They were on pretty. I mean, they were on all right form when we beat them earlier this season. I think they were on decent form when we beat them in January last season.
but it
so-
is a final as well. And Mourinho's
Yeah.
like the best manager to have in that final.
And Mourinho's
Thing is-
record, what he
Yeah,
holds
I'm
good.
excited.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's very good.
See, I think what was I gonna say? See, we've had a very good run against City, and I actually fancy us to beat them next time we face them, which is in like a week or something.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
Saturday.
next Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching Liverpool today, and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna get absolutely turned over. Win the
Yeah,
Uh,
because they were
it was-
just. But the thing is, though, they didn't even like dominate that game.
yeah, I
We know
know,
how to
like
beat them,
Yeah.
We know
And
how
they
to
still
beat
No, but can I
scored
be
4
honest?
goals.
Well, no, but when I watched Liverpool Man U when it was 3-3, I 3-2, like Man U wasn't that good. Liverpool wasn't that good. All these top teams, their defenses seem to be shaky, except for City's. But like
Yeah. Liverpool's
Liverpool's not playing well at all. I mean, yes, they had a good second half against us, but all their goals were defensive mistakes. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
And also, I mean,
but they don't have any
Man U
defenders.
just won 9-0, but they're still very shaky and very. All of these teams are on and off. I'm not writing our chances
Yeah.
off. I think we could actually beat City next week, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying it's away
Hopefully.
at the Etihad. It's going to be very tricky. I don't think we've ever won at the Etihad. I mean, yes, we won in the Champions League, but we still lost. It was just that we went through on aggregate.
Yeah.
We have one in the
There's
Etihad
no
before.
doubt we can beat them.
Yeah, when
There's no
Yeah.
doubt-
Ericsson's for the
no doubt
winner.
we can beat them.
Yeah,
Oh
We know
yeah,
was-
yeah.
that was at the last time, wasn't it?
if you look
Yeah.
at the Champions League at the Etihad, yeah, you would notice that we won, drew, and lost on the same night. We
Yeah.
won,
Yeah.
we drew 4-4, but we lost on the night. Like,
Yeah.
But that
We
that
also
game
won
was
with the away
extremely
goals.
lucky,
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were like,
I think
that was one of the best nights of my life.
Mm.
After
Who
that,
was at that game? Who was at that game?
I was on holiday,
how was that?
and around me, like, I just got
I
better
went
sleep.
The Ajax game. Oh, I was on holiday for the first one.
Yeah, the second leg, yeah, like, Lucas Moores wanted
I
some
went.
ball,
I
like,
went to the first leg. That's it. I didn't go second.
I
can
went
I
to
be
there's
the-
no
honest?
doubt
When
in my
when
mind
we were 3-0 down, to Ajax, I kind of stopped watching the game because I knew it'd be bad. But then I came back to watch the TV. Just thought, oh, why not? Maybe something could happen. Score a few goals, and yeah, luckily I did because, I mean, wow.
it was Lucas Moores,
It's like,
one reason.
I had no belief we were going to come back.
Paul
No, but
Lorenzo,
if
big role
Me neither.
in that game.
Mm.
The thing is, right,
when we signed Lucas Moura, we had no idea he'd do something like this. But if
Yeah.
if someone
Yeah.
told me I'd need to sign him again for 100 million, or I don't know, even more, I'd still do it just for that moment, that one moment. I mean,
Mm.
it was just
Yeah, I would.
never.
I mean,
I think every Spurs fan would.
there's no doubt in my mind that City has the stronger team, but we know how to beat them. So I'm very confident that we're gonna win next week. We'll just sit back, stay compact, play like Burnley and Brighton, and then hit them on the counter, and then I just think we'll win. Honestly,
Hopefully.
Game against Man City, yeah, the 2-0 in November. What
yeah.
what is that we get an early goal,
Yeah,
Son's-
that's critical.
Yeah,
and that like shocked them, you know what I mean? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
and they're
the
like,
thing is, right, it
but we
pressures
got
the-
lucky in that game though. Like Jesus cleared his own shot off the line.
Yeah.
the
yeah,
thing is,
I mean,
When
yeah,
we
we were a
see-
bit lucky, but then again, our defense was very solid, and a lot of blocks involved. So if we can concentrate like we did in that game, because when
When
we
he's
do
get-
concentrate, when our defense is a max concentration, we really do seem to succeed in games. But
Yeah.
as long as we don't play die, I think we'll be all right.
What were you gonna say,
what's
Bodie?
important
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
I
game.
forgot.
because then C have to come out, and that's when our counter attack is like
Yeah.
idea.
Oh yeah, I remember. was it? I was saying, yeah, getting an early goal is crucial because, like I said, it catches them off guard.
Yeah.
And it forces them to have to attack, which means that when they have loads of men forward, it's easier to hit them on the break. So that's what led up to the second goal. I mean, we scored early, so they were pressured to have to come up and attack us to try and score, which left more bodies up front, less back. We hit them on the break and then managed to score. So
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think unless we score, if we don't score in the first 15 minutes, we'll get a draw if we're lucky.
Yeah, I agree, but I just thought of something. Like, think about it. Imagine if against Liverpool the Son goal wasn't disallowed. I think a very similar situation would have happened because that was an early goal, just like in
Yeah.
the City game. So I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
probably something like that could have happened.
Well-
Like sadly it didn't, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think when we do beat the big six teams, we do seem to score those early goals. I mean, against Man United, I mean, we didn't score first, but I mean, Dombele did equalize like almost right after they scored.
Arsenal
and
as
then-
well.
Oh, what a piece
Yeah,
of defending
Arsenal as well,
from
we
Harry
scored.
Maguire in that game.
13th minute.
But also talking about that, this
Yeah,
early goal
brilliant.
thing, scoring an early goal is a positive and a negative. Because sometimes we score an early goal and go on to score 3 or 4. But sometimes we score an early goal and under Jose, we sit back for the next 90 minutes and we let
Wolves, Crystal
in
Palace.
a late goal. So yeah, I hope if
But
we
do you
did
not
that
think
against City,
like that's
I mean,
because we don't concede
Yeah.
earlier? Maybe it's like better we concede earlier because then we'll go forward and we might score.
yeah, well, I agree because what annoys me about Jose's tactics, not every game, but
I like
the
that.
Chelsea game,
Never happened.
we defend for 80 minutes, and then when we need to score, we start attacking and create quite a few chances. Like against Chelsea, the last 12 minutes, we created quite a few good chances. The Vinicius shot, the Lamella shot. Same with the Brighton game. We actually went
shot wasn't a
forward.
good chance. He like literally shot and that was it.
No, I know, but it was better than what we did for the whole game. I mean, think even in the Brighton game, Vinicius had that really good shot. Like there weren't good performances, but like when we actually do go forward, we do create. So I just don't understand why we're so defensive. It's like Jose needs to do it because he's won trophies with it.
As a
What were we
you
saying,
know,
Luke?
as we were regular top 4, so I think it's still this season we've been a bit overconfident with the smaller teams. So when we score first, we end up just sitting back and defending, and then we end up conceding last minute and get a draw. But with the bigger teams, we recognise that they know how to score goals, and we need to score another one to be able to finish the game off. And then because if we sit back, they're just going to beat us, and we already know that. So.
Should we stop recording now, guys? Because it's 9 o'clock. Nearly 9 o'clock.
I think we need to. I think after we score the first goal, because usually we do score the first goal. After we need to keep attacking and then just try to kill the game off against any team because it's the Premier League, the toughest league in the world. No team in the Premier League is an easy team. So we're just
that's very true.
we can't sit back against smaller teams. We need to score an early goal, which will catch them off guard. They're forced to attack. We can hit them on the break because we do it so well. It's our new style of play. We don't play with the wing backs anymore. We play counter-attacking football, which in the modern game, if used correctly, it works extremely well. We just need to make them score the goal, sit back for a few minutes, let them rise up the field, then hit them on the break, and then they'll have about 2 defenders back, and and then they're extremely exposed, and we can easily score.
Yeah.
All I hear is facts here.
In the Premier League, killing the game off is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, what annoys me about Jose's tactics here is that we've got so much like attacking ability, like Kane, Son, Lucas Moura, etc. And we're not playing it to like their full potential every game. Like it's all good. It's all good showing your attacking football against teams like West Brom who are 19th and Sheffield who are 20th. But like teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, City, like I think Jose's tactics start to become like outdated. Like teams are going to know what we're going to do. Like they suss us out. I mean, it kind of gets to a point where it just doesn't work anymore.
What Danny Blanchard Flower said about, again, back to Toby's opinion. He said like the game is about winning, but winning in style, not boring the opposition to death. Well, that's pretty much what we've been doing with the top 6 teams this year.
There is, but there is to do.
There's to do. Yeah, the game is about. I mean, on the one hand, to dare is to do. Like, you gotta go throw everything out there. On the other hand, he also said.
Does that mean like the Torre?
No, but if you ask me, I'm not big on that motto because that motto is a bit. I mean, it's a bit small club mentality because today is not to do. I mean, it is, but you know, we've won those trophies basically.
Is that you know that like a Torres? What does that mean? Can't say it.
Oh,
that mean,
a tour as Fasir or something. I think it's.
Yeah, does that mean daring to do, but in different language?
Yeah, in French or something.
I think it's Latin, isn't it?
If you
Latin.
you look at that motto, it doesn't resemble our success over the last couple of decades at all. But today is to do is to like win silverware, win trophies, and like, and that motto doesn't resemble our success at all over the last decade or so.
Yeah,
and that's why everyone thinks that we've not won anything. You know, everyone says, "Oh, what are you?" When we say something like we beat Man U 6-1, they say, "Oh, you're going to add that to your trophy cabinet, your trophy cabinet." Kane is now in hospital because he inhaled too much dust from your trophy cabinet. Forgot, it's really annoying. What have you won? The Audi Cup. We've won 26 trophies, mate. So shut up.
Rival fans taking it like we're celebrating the Audi Cup. Like, mate, I don't give a shit about the Audi Cup. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
I watched the game, to be fair.
The only thing that I liked about the Audi Cup,
that game was on my that game was on my birthday, so I couldn't.
And Kudu was phenomenal in that game. But
I'm showing you when like Nkudu is when playing world class against Bayern Munich. It's a friendly game.
And then we go get slapped 7-2 by them like 4 months later.
His attitude. That's
but at the same time, in the second half of that game, it was pretty high.
Nkudu, when he first signed, like, I didn't.
Yeah.
Can I just say the worst striker we had is Vintage?
I don't understand.
Soldado. Come on.
Soldado, Soldado.
Soldado is a legend. Soldado is a goat. Soldado just scored against Barcelona. Leave the man alone.
I went to my first game and he scored a penalty.
Against Palace?
Espanyol at home. Friendly.
Oh, yeah. I know.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to
talk about?
about?
I saw that Dele Alli volley live. You know?
Yeah, I did.
Against Crystal Palace?
To the max.
Yeah. I don't remember a thing, but I did.
Did you fly over for that game?
That's the only like probably one of the, because the thing is like probably one of the best goals I've ever seen. Like against Palace. Like, it's just the technique and like it's sort of yard screamers, but
that was incredible. All right, I think that's probably about it. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Finishing up,
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening. This has been another episode of Spurs This Week. Today, I was joined, we had some featured guests, Max and Josh from the Hotspur News. And then, of course, we had Bodie, Charlie, and Louis, who have all been on the pod before. Toby from _Spurs Center. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Apple Podcasts, and also follow us on Spotify. Thank you for listening, and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.